Reading of the Garud Puran, Chapter 14, Part 2. An account of the city of the King of Justice. There the Lord of Justice, on a throne pure and incomparable, 10 yojanas in extent, bedecked with all kinds of jewels sits, the best of the good, his head dignified with the regal umbrella, ornamented with earrings, prosperous, made splendid with a large crown, adorned with all ornaments, splendid as a blue cloud, and fanned by celestial damsels bearing in their hands fans of hair. Multitudes of celestial choristers and numerous groups of celestial damsels, round about, serve him with songs, music, and dances. He is weighted up by Mikyu with a noose in his hand, by Kala still more powerful, and by Chitragupta, the recorder of fate, surrounded by various servants equal to him in prowess, bearing awful nooses and rods, ready to do his bidding, who are the Agnivtha, Pities, the Samapas, and the Yamapas, the powerful Barhaids formed and formless, O bird, Urimas and others, hosts of progenitors, and others having forms. All these wait upon the King of Justice, with the sages, Attri, Vasistha, Pulaha, Daka, Krituratha, Ajaras, Jemadagnya, and also Bigu, Palasaya, Agistya, Narada. These, and many others in the assembly of the King of Progenitors, impossible to enumerate, either by their names or their deeds. Those who expound with accurate commentaries, the Dharmasastras, serve the King of Justice by order of PURÂBHANYAM. The kings of the solar race, also of the lunar race, these knowers of righteousness wait upon the King of Justice in the assembly. Manu, Dilapa, Mandata, Sagara, Bajaratha, Ambara, Anaraya, Muchakunda, Nimi, and Pithu, Uni, Nawa, Puru, Damanta, Sibi, Nala, Bharata, Santau, Pdu, and also Sahasrarjuna. These royal sages, meritorious, famous, well-read in the Vedas, having performed many horse sacrifices, are in the assembly of righteousness. Righteousness alone prevails in the assembly of the King of Justice. There is there no favoritism, no untruthfulness, and no jealousy. All those assembled are knowers of the Scriptures. All are devoted to righteousness, and in that assembly they continually wait upon Vivasvata. Such, O Tarkya, is the assembly of the great-souled King of Justice. The sinners, who go by the southern path, do not behold it. There are 4 ways leading into the city of the King of Justice. The way for the sinful has already been described to you. Those who go into the mansion of righteousness by the 3 gateways, eastern and others, are those of good deeds. By their merits they go into it. Hear about them. There is an eastern way, abounding in all enjoyments, covered with the shade of parihata trees, and paved with jewels, busy with numerous chariots, splendidly lined with swans, bounded by trees and pleasure gardens, having the essence of nectar. By that go the holy Burmese sages, the stainless royal sages, and multitudes of celestial damsels, choristers, magicians, and great serpents, and worshippers of the deities, and the devotees of Shiva, those who give rest houses in the summer, and who give fuel in winter, those who shelter ascetics in their houses during the rains, and make them gifts, those who speak consolation to the mentally distressed, and certainly those who give a hermitage, and those who delight in truth and righteousness, those free from anger and greed, those devoted to father and mother, those taking pleasure in the service of their teacher, those who make gifts of land, of houses, of cows, those who impart learning, those who tell and listen to the Puras, are travelers on the path. These, and others of good deeds, enter by the eastern gate. Skillful in goodness, and of purified intelligence, they go to the assembly of righteousness. The second, the northern way, is filled with hundreds of great chariots and with palanquins, and is paved with yellow sandalwood. It is full of swans and waterfowl, and beautiful with Brahmani ducks, and there is a delightful tank full of the essence of nectar. On this way go those who are learned in the Vedas, also those who honor guests, those who are worshippers of Durga and Banu, and those who bathe at the sacred waters at the changes of the moon, those who die in the pursuit of righteousness, and those who die a vow of starvation, those who die in Benares, those who die in the protection of cattle, those who are accidentally drowned in the sacred waters, those who die for the sake of Burmese, in the service of the Master at the sacred waters, and on holy ground by the will of the Shining Ones, those who die in the practice of yoga, those who always honor the deserving, and those who delight in making great gifts. These, entering by the northern gate, reach the assembly of righteousness. The third, the western way, is beautified with jeweled mansions and splendid with ponds, always filled with the essence of nectar, is filled with maddened elephants sprung of the family of Airavata I, and with jewels of horses sprung from Uchakaisrava. By this way go the self-reliant, those who contemplate the good scriptures, those entirely devoted to Vayu, those who repeat the Gayatri Mantra, those who turn away from injury to others, from the wealth of others, and from calumny, those faithful to their wives, the good, those who maintain household fires, those who repeat the Vedas, observers of the vow of celibacy, forest dwellers, the austere, devotees of the feet of Sri, those intent upon renunciation, those who look equally upon gold, stone, and earth, those who have attained knowledge and dispassion, those intent upon the welfare of all beings, those who keep vows to Shiva and Vishnu, those who perform the rites of Brahma, those who are rid of the threefold debt, those who always take pleasure in the 5 sacrifices, those who perform Shraddha for the forefathers, those who perform the Sanya at the proper times, those who abstain from the company of the wicked, devoted to the society of the good. These, accompanied by numbers of celestial damsels, ascend the best of chariots. They drink nectar and go to the mansion of righteousness, and entering by the western gate, go to the assembly of righteousness. Yama, seeing them come, rising and coming forward, repeatedly bids them welcome. Then, assuming his 4 arms, holding his conch, discus, mace and sword, he speaks and acts in a kind and friendly way to those who delight in meritorious deeds. He offers them the throne and bows to them, washes their feet, and then honors them with sandal paste and other things. O you assembled, salute with deepest reverence the knower. He, departing from my dominion, will go to the world of Brahma. O, best of the wise, who avoid the pains of hell, you have by your merits attained divinity, the state of happiness. He who, attaining the human state, difficult to reach, never acts wisely, he goes to a dreadful hell. Who is more foolish than he? He who, in the impermanent body, amid perishable wealth and other things, stores up unchanging righteousness. He alone is a wise man. Therefore should righteousness be accumulated with every effort. Go you to the holy place which abounds in all enjoyments. They, having heard the words of justice, and having saluted him in the assembly, and being honored by the immortals and extolled by the leaders of the sages, go along the highest path, accompanied by multitudes of chariots. Then those in that assembly of righteousness rise up with great respect. Having spent some ages and enjoyed superhuman pleasures, they obtain, as a result of their merits, holy human birth, wealthy and wise, expert in all the scriptures. Then again they go to the highest condition by their own good conduct. All this about the abode of Yama has been told you upon your asking. The man who hears this with devotion goes to the assembly of the King of Justice.